Okay, it's Awareness Week, so let's talk about mental health, about finding richness in our minds and not in our wealth. I've told my story on social media before, but I'm happy to tell it again on here because a lot of people suffer in silence, those people that you hold so dear. I unknowingly suffered before, I think, with the D word, depression. I said it there. Not knowing what it was, I was too scared to admit and feel weak and lay my soul bare. I think maybe it was years of building up of all the rejection. It's tough in the acting industry. 15 years of no and bad men choices, many physical attraction and not spiritual connection. Men who humiliated, ridiculed, they didn't support me, but also my own lack of confidence, looking in the mirror and seeing that reflection and thinking that's not me. At my peak, my worst, I finished my biggest theatre job, but I felt empty inside. I didn't know what that sadness was, and I told my fella at the time and I just cried. He didn't know what to do, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong. But he reacted with silence. Go see the doctors. And we need support to get strong. I was scared to seek medical advice and the doctor just watched me cry. She said she wasn't the right person to talk to and give someone else a try. I was confused. I felt embarrassed. I felt more alone. I was away from my family and my friends and I just pretended I was okay on the phone. But they knew deep down that I wasn't right. They knew that I was giving up with the fight. I'm not ashamed to say there were times I didn't want to be here anymore, and this never goes away, but something told me at that time no more and I walked out the door. Now please, for your own sake, please just talk. If people don't want to listen, take another path on your walk. I always try and pinpoint, even still now, why I get so bad. Was it at the time because I was with a controlling lad? But I blame no one for my illness because that's not fair. I own my mental state. I now know what I must do to look after my self-care. I run because it helps. I gym it because it makes me, in my head, feel good. Not just because I eat pies and don't want to look like a chocolate pud. I finally now have amazing counselling and the doctors help me with any medication. Do not be ashamed ever. You're on your own train journey and you can get off at any destination. You'll find once you open up to people, they'll say, I feel this too. Like Dr. Seuss said, there is no one out there that is youer than you. Every time I had a wobble, I used to come home to Cumbria thinking I was just homesick. I'd drive straight to Walney and never driven to the sea so quick. My 92-year-old nan said that she'd go a run with me because she read that people with depression, it's meant to be good. She read it and take a break. And that love to help me, even though she doesn't have a clue, you can't fake. My brother let me live with him when I was at my worst, even though he just had a baby. He said it was to make me feel safe, but I knew it was to keep an eye on me maybe. My parents still pick me up after each fall. And my friends, Gina G, they're there for me any time for a call. When COVID hit, I started to go downhill. I noticed the signs. I'd lost my motivation, my strong will, and I realised what I'd been running away from all my life was Cumbria. Even though I'd lived away for years, barras in my car, you can cut it with a knife. And my Morrisons delivery job, yeah, it is a million miles away from what I did before, but it saved me from curling up on that kitchen floor. I drive up the coast, the lakes, the scenery makes me beam. And the drivers, the team leaders, the customers make me laugh and scream. What I'm saying is, I may look like I always smile, but like many, I have dark clouds sometimes over me for a while. They'll always hover, but I'm getting better at using my umbrella. So if you need me, I'm here. Just call or private message. And like my friend John Guyler says, I'm a decent little fella.